There's been an angry reaction from people along the planned high-speed rail line in Warwickshire. This is after the government put off making a decision about compensation payments. This means the consultation process will now start in the autumn, but the Transport Secretary Justine Greening has restated the government's commitment to make generous payments for people along the proposed London to Birmingham line. But the delay has been described as a huge disappointment by farmers and homeowners along the proposed route. Bernie Douglas is the chairman of the campaign group VoxOpp, and he's on the line. He's well versed in the issue of compensation payments. Let's go and talk to Bernie. Morning.
Good morning.
What do you make of this? What impact is this decision going to have?
Well, I think for a lot of people who have been severely impacted by HS2, pleasing to hear that Justine Greening has actually admitted that it is causing huge problems. It's yet another delay, and we're not going to know for 2.5 years after the line was announced what sort of compensation we're going to have for loss in value of homes and basically blighting of whole areas because people just don't want to buy. The whole property market is being gummed up by this.
So, you're leading this opposition group. What are people saying to you? I mean, you mentioned there that it's slowing everything down. What other sort of impacts is it having?
Well, to give you a very good example, we understand in Wateralton, some houses have been cut in value by around about 30%. We know of other people who have had 19 offers on their house. As soon as they're found out that the HS2 line goes within a kilometre of it, the buyer pulls out. That person has applied for redress under the exceptional hardship scheme, and he's been turned down twice, both on different reasons. So the whole compensation thing is just a mess, and people are seriously suffering. And we do have to ask, has it gone on long enough? Surely 2.5 years is enough time for the government to get its act together on this.
But then also, surely, if the government take their time and wait and delay until they've got it absolutely right, then you'll be better off, won't you, Bernie? Won't you? The compensation package. I mean, she said herself, Justine Greening, that it's going to be very generous.
Well, basically, what does she mean by generous? We have actually had a commitment in the House by the previous Secretary of State, Philip Hammond, that nobody will lose out financially because of HS2. Yet people are losing out financially by HS2, and they continue to do so. So, we would like to see Justine Greening make that statement again. But what is worrying or even concerning is she's now talking about the scheme being affordable. I just cannot understand why, if you take the view that HS2 is in the national interest, it's not an opinion I take, but I respect people who say that, then surely people should not have to worry now about the value of their house, about not being able to sell their house for various reasons. I just can't see what the delay is.
Are you starting to think that this might be a stalling tactic? Do you think it will actually maybe not ever happen, though?
Well, we don't know. There's lots of rumour on that, but we can't actually take that view at all. We have to sort of keep looking out and trying to find out the best way forward. And, if Justine Greening is serious about trying to find a good compensation scheme, she should be talking to the people directly impacted. She should be coming and talking to the people who can't sell their houses, talk to local estate agents, talk to people like the Registered Institute of Chartered Surveyors to try and find a way forward. We've had no contact with HS2 or the government on compensation. What sort of scheme should people see? And it's not just housing either. It's small businesses who aren't covered by any form of compensation at the moment. It's leaseholders who find they're living in a not so good area who aren't being compensated. There's a whole raft of things which haven't really been thought through. And I think after 2.5 years, you'd think that something should have been ready to be put forward by now. So, yes, you could say that a small delay might be worthwhile, but I agree with you. It could just well be a stalling tactic. It's been delayed so many times that possibly in autumn, they may well turn around and say we're going to delay it even longer. And I think that's the worry. It's impacting people now.
Okay.
Something needs to be sorted now, I think.
Thank you, Bernie, for talking to us. Bernie Douglas, chairman of the campaign group VoxOpp. He's been hoping to get a decision over compensation since the route was proposed. Now, obviously, we have asked to speak to the Transport Secretary, Justine Greening, but no one from her office has come back to us yet with a response.